Team Wheel Talk.
Larry, are you there, Larry? Larry, come in, Larry. All right, Larry. Lawrence,
what's going on?
Is it Larry or Lawrence? What do you prefer?
It don't matter.
It
Lawrence, it's fine. I don't care.
As long as you're not late for dinner, right?
Yeah. Right.
All right. For everybody who doesn't know Larry, Larry is my brother-in-law, my brother from another mother. So Janet and I had. Did you ever get the list of questions we sent you?
No, that's why I said
that's right. Yeah,
my email. I'm like, what the?
All right. Well, we're gonna just ramble them off then. It's gonna be a surprise to you.
Cool.
We're gonna surprise you. We're gonna hit you with a right cross and an uppercut.
Well, it should be good for 15 plus years of playing with these things. So
well, that's good.
Yeah.
At least the questions weren't, hey, how did you learn how to masturbate?
Well, what the
hell? You should have read the questions. All right.
Hang on a minute.
I told you we're gonna make this fun and entertaining, man.
I can tell. That's actually a good thing.
Janet.
I can't believe you said that.
I know. I set him up. He said,
you should have seen her face. She's like, he had to say that.
No.
Yo.
So how did you get into RC cars and how old were you?
I actually got into RCs back in my hometown of Schenectady, New York, with a friend of mine that I met through an ex. I started playing with them probably like 2011. But I actually started with Nitros. I never went into what I have now, which is the electrics.
Now, what's a Nitro?
A Nitro car they're ran off of Nitrous because you got your Nitros, your gas, and then your electrics.
Okay, so you're running the electric versions now.
Yeah.
You had a gas version, right?
Yeah, I had the Nitrous, then I went to the gas, and then now I'm toward the electrics.
Nice. So out of the three versions, you like the electrics the best.
Oh my God, yeah. quicker takeoff, less hassle trying to deal with fumes and stuff.
So you went from Mad Max mobiles to Tesla, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
except it's a remote control car, not a real car.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
Right.
What type of batteries do they run on?
Which ones? The electrics?
Yeah. That you're
using. Yeah, the one that you're currently using. What do you got? We got like lithium.
I run right now. No, I'm running on Lipos. Lipos are, you can go from what they would call a low scale all the way to extremes. Like I just looked up per battery was $489 for one battery. I'm like, whoa. But that's for your pros. Like, so like you're in competition with these,
right.
That's what you're going to invest into. I got I'll actually show you. Let me turn this around. Okay, maybe I won't turn it around. Hang on a second.
Hold it up in front of you.
All right, can you see that?
Yeah, check that out.
This is the Arrma 6S Felony.
Okay.
And when you put the body on it, it kind of reminds you of Max. Out of the box, it's 80 plus miles an hour. I was clocked at 73. And I kid you not, straight lines, there's no sway in it. Plus you got your sway bar linkages and stuff like that.
Look
comes
at the
with
size of that. What scale?
That's really big.
Yeah, what scale is that, Larry?
This is a 1/7 scale.
Okay.
I mean, you can go extreme RCs and get them bigger and custom, but
I know Jen and I, being ex-truck drivers, we have seen the tractor, videos of the tractor trailer remote controls, which we think are awesome.
Those are crazy looking.
Now,
those are more or less kits, though.
So
you have to build into those.
Right. Now this is without the body on it, so we're looking down. Like if you had the body on it, we'd be looking at the top of the car.
So like if I hold, let me try to get my camera just right. No, that's not working. Let me do it this way. Hang on a minute. Let me get it just right.
Making me dizzy,
Larry, I'm going to throw up.
Sorry about that. All right. Here, I'll take the battery out so I can show you.
It's a battery pack.
Yeah,
Holy
these are the
crap.
Lipos. So I'll turn it around so you can see it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's big.
These are the 5,000 milliamp Lipo battery, 11.1 volt, 50C 3S batteries. And I'm running 2 of them.
You're running twin battery packs. No wonder why you can get up to that the speed.
Well, it's not just the speed. That's just to run it. What you're really getting the speed from is this right here. I'll show you. Let me just turn this around again. God, come on. All right. So I'll zoom it in to where. All right. And why is it seeing the? Hang on one second. Oh, here you go.
Oh, there you are.
This. All right. Let me move that. That's to hook up your batteries. There you go. This right here is your motor.
Okay.
This right here, I believe, if I can get it right. Hang on. I'm sorry for the camera.
No, you're fine.
I'll just tell you off the rip. This is a Spectrum. Hang on one second. Let me just turn it back to me.
Those got knobby tires on it.
I saw that.
He's got meat eaters.
He's got Traxxas.
This is a 2050 KV motor. And then I'll show you the tires. Like
Wow,
you can
look
see
at that. They're like
Yeah.
freaking racing slicks.
Well, they are because
they got like little knobbies on it though. That's cool.
These are they're called Hoons. It's the tires that they come with.
Okay.
You can upgrade these if you want to strictly drift, because this is on road only. You can go off road to what they say,
Right.
but it's not recommended because you'll just destroy the car. This right here I'm not touching. That's your speed control, your ESC.
Okay.
Because obviously you need that with your motor and all that. Then
That's
here,
your antenna, right? That's where the radio controls
that's
come
the
in.
antenna. Yep. And you can cover your car. You don't, put the body on it. You don't need to, like I don't remove my shells because God forbid if that flips, you're just SOL.
Yeah.
So-
Then all the interior's toast.
The good thing about the car in general, it's a 1/7 scale. It does 80 miles out of the box. It's got a launch control like some of the newer dirt bikes have, so it
Okay.
keeps your car straight lined. You can take it off. I've had a couple people come up to me and ask me, "Oh my God, how much does this cost? I want one." Well, there's a difference of a toy versus a hobby. It
Right.
even tells you before you buy them, this is not a toy. Like it's not recommended.
There are, we know people that actually have the remote control airplanes where they actually have to turn the propeller to get it to go.
Yeah.
And you're
Those are
talking
no joke.
thousands and thousands of dollars.
I had looked into that. It was for, remember that show, the Airwolf
Yep.
helicopter? The fuselage by itself was $10,000. I'm like,
Ooh.
whoa.
Like I said, it's not for the faint at heart. I mean, this is like serious
No
hobby
joke.
work.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm glad that everything's trying to kind of opening back up because they do have events for these. So I'm going to go to a few of them because I drift really well. I pull crowds with it because they're like, what is that thing?
What's he doing? Donuts.
Yeah.
Now, can you smoke the tires on that? Like
I can actually, yeah.
As you're doing
Because
donuts,
my
you can actually.
controller, my controller has a handbrake on it, and you hold the handbrake in and you push the gas, and it just smokes up your tires and stuff. It's an all-wheel drive. I don't have rear or front. It's all-wheel drive. The way they designed,
it's like a Tesla. It's like it's almost like individual power to the tires.
It's like a miniature Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It is very quick.
You got the shell? Can you show us the shell? You got it handy?
Yep, I sure do. Yeah, the shell is pretty sick looking. Like. The thing I love about this shell is that you're able to put on like the Holly motor and all that, and you can change your intercoolers. And so I'm gonna put this on and show you.
A lot of these things are interchangeable. You know, different different shocks,
right.
different battery styles. You can integrate your.
See?
Oh, check that out.
Cool.
Like this, you can add on, and then right here, I'm doing my cutout for my intercooler.
That is sick, dude.
I'm also gonna have, after the intercooler's done, I'm gonna run all my lights for the underneath. So at nighttime, like I'll have my fog lights put in. My headlights are gonna come. You can put your headlights in, so you can see at night.
LEDs.
Yes, they're strictly LEDs, and they're 180 watt lumens. So the wattage the output is great.
That's great.
This comes with it. You can add different effects to your engines and stuff.
That is
These
so cool.
These clips right here, when they're put into the actual, here, I'll put it down in.
Oh, when you actually put it down, it actually holds the body on.
Yeah, so they don't fall off or anything.
Oh, that's so cool. Check that out.
Just wrap around it.
That is cool.
I took the side pieces off right here because I have to, everyone's on back order. There's a fan that goes to your motor to cool it down. Mine broke, but I guess everyone's having this issue. So
you trimmed it down to help cool it?
Yeah, well, you can take it off. That's the thing. That's the cool thing with the bodies. I get they're expensive bodies. They're like $120 a whole body. But the reason, I liked how they put it together because your rear diffuser and your front diffuser, you can remove it. So if you're hitting bumps in the road for like a mini pothole or something, you're not going to rip that to nothing.
Right.
So that's a good thing. And what I like about a lot of these electrics, even nitros or gas powered, well, mainly your electrics, and your nitros, the bodies underneath your plate there, that's all T6 or T6 aluminum. So it's really good and durable, but don't let that trick you or, have an issue. They can bend.
You still have to protect it somehow. And,
well, yeah.
And you can twist it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You can twist them like an automobile. You're going to get stupid with it. Yeah. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be an expensive oops.
Yeah, it will.
So where are we on the questions? I know we answered this, and I think he kind of answered that one already because we asked you what are the different types of RC cars. You told us there was 3 different types. And your favorite is the electric right now.
Oh, most definitely.
When you first started, you were in the Nitros. That's a low end.
Not low end. They have low end vehicles. What I mean by low end is no matter what type that you choose, from nitrous to gas to electric, they have different ranges. The first thing when people ask me, how much does it cost? In reality, budget is the first thing. Right. Number one, because they can run you thousands, depends on what you want.
So say we're going to get into it. Say we want to get into it. What do you recommend for a beginner?
It depends on what you want first. Do you want nitrous, gas, or electric?
Whatever you think is the easiest for somebody to control and not, honestly, more budget friendly, I guess.
Budget friendly. Honestly, I would go with electric. And the reason for that, because you don't have to spend anywhere near what I've gotten into. Right. When you start out, you can start off with a $100 car. Most people are like, you can't. Actually, you can. Okay. I know every hobby store out there, all, other hobby stores and stuff. I mean, I've done so much research with this and what's cost effective if you want to start with electric.
Right. So it makes total sense because you want to, something you enjoy.
Yep.
You're willing to spend the money, but you want to try not to break your bank. So you want to be as cost effective as you possibly can. Yeah. I mean, that's what anybody wants to do with any kind. This is my hobby.
Well, I recommend people before you step into like a hobby store. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're a lot of them, it's just my opinion, but a lot of them will try to sell you anything, even if you're a beginner. Like, here, start with that one. It could cost you like $300. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah. I tell people to go to Amazon for $100. They are fast. I bought one myself, and I was shocked because I'm like, whoa, hello. And they are quick, but it gives you the idea of how to control it, how to stop it. If you're in a situation where there's cars coming, you got to get out of harm's way. Right. There's a lot of reasons why.
Hopefully you're not playing around cars.
Are you playing in traffic?
Are you playing in traffic?
Well, it's funny you brought that up.
You're racing down the strip, aren't you, Larry?
Not that. No. No, not that. But I have raced a guy here with this car. He had a CR6 Honda, and he's like, there's no way that car took off faster than my bike. I said, actually, there is. He's like, how? I'm like, you got to remember, I'm all electric. So when all the power comes down, all those 4 wheels are locking, I'm gone. Yeah. So I'm already clocked at 70 some odd miles an hour. You're now just catching up to me, but I got a bike.
70 and
yeah, exactly.
Where he's got to build momentum.
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. If you want,
was this a real car you were racing or
no? This was a bike.
Another a motorcycle.
Motorcycle, yeah. And we were racing.
He's also got the weight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the thing with these cars and trucks, even from nitrous to gas to electrics. Like if I went all out and I really wanted to get technical with it, I can do all carbon fiber, but that's going to cost me money.
Yeah.
Because carbon fiber, number one, with RC, it's going to make it super lightweight.
Yep.
I really don't want to do that because
Yeah.
God forbid I hit something, I'm SOL.
Yeah, right.
Tomatoes, come on. Like I said, it depends on how much money you want to spend.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but I didn't hit the lottery yet, Larry.
Yeah, no.
Five
But the
more,
same-
5 more numbers, buddy. We got it.
Yeah, I know, right? Same thing with nitros. If say, somebody wanted to start off with nitros, I'd recommend going to like the 1.8 for the motor. Then you upscale. You go 1.8, 2.5, then 3.3. The 3.3 motors are the big blocks. They're like the best ones on the market. Yeah, and then you can branch off from there once you get the ability of how to control these things. But what I recommend for people is you want to just start off, but you like the electrics because one, they're quiet, you can hardly hear them. Start off with Amazon. Go to Amazon, spend 60 to $100, just so you understand. You're now just entering a world that most people are like, oh, that's little stuff. Correct, but I don't want you wasting your money and destroying something.
You want to make sure that it's something you want to do. It's like we talked to Dad yesterday about his trades.
Oh yeah, those are expensive,
and they do get expensive depending on this. We talked about remember the TV show Silver Spoons, where the dad had the trade.
I want one.
I didn't hit the lottery yet to get that one, but I'm working on it.
I know.
I want one.
Nowadays, people are like, "What's silver spoons?" Never mind.
No, if you didn't grow up watching it, you don't know it.
Exactly.
So now, are there courses? Are there like courses, racetracks in your area that you can do this in?
With these electric cars, there's indoor courses.
Okay.
But when you want to do your nitros or your gas, then they have the outdoor tracks. Yes, there is.
Are they paved tracks? Are they dirt tracks? Gravel?
Yes, they have gravel. They have the dirt, and then they have the paved.
Oh,
paved
so they have all different kinds of tracks that you can race these on.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That is cool. That is
when we
awesome.
first moved out here,
I'm sure here in Arizona we have these. I've never really done the research, so it's like.
Well, I've researched a couple places out in Arizona. And my mouth dropped because the course is huge. I'm like, that's like 10 times the size of what we got. I'm like, whoa.
Well, we got nothing but desert, brother.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
So now, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
All right, now, if
Well, yeah, if one breaks, he said he fixes. But
if
how
you
bad?
what's the worst?
Oh man.
How bad can it break?
That question wasn't coming. Oh, dude.
How bad? You're riding along, you're racing along. All of a sudden,
Here
your car takes a tumble, Larry, and you look at it and you just go, "Oh, this is junk. I'm tearing the parts off it. I gotta throw the rest of it away."
Okay, so you ready?
So I know it's happened, but
oh no, I'm gonna show you. I'm glad that this took place because I'm like, oh my god. So you asked the one question that
you're like you were dreading. You're like, oh, don't ask this question.
Just kind of hope that didn't come up, but I'm like, all right, you know what? People want to know. All right, so before this vehicle, I had the Traxxas E-Revo 2.0.
Okay.
In my experience, from so many times playing with these at a distance. Never try to measure the distance between a telephone pole and a sidewalk at 80 miles an hour. This is why.
Don't do this.
Yeah, no, don't do this.
This is what happens when you do that.
You see that? No, yeah.
I hear taps playing in the background. Is that?
I see a box of parts.
Yeah, this is my speed controller. The same thing I showed you on the other car.
It's like, this is what's left.
Here's my motor.
Oh.
That's a big motor.
Hey, where's the frame and the body?
There is none. Literally. Here, now this is the shocking part. This is my transmission. Do you realize that hitting at top speed, these are the parts that were salvageable? Everything else was like, it exploded.
Oh.
Here's my receiver. So at the same time, I'm like, when I saw it hit, I'm like, I like got to my knees and they're like, "Are you okay?" And they're
You
like, "Are you
cried.
crying?"
It's
yeah.
like, are you crying? Yeah, my car broke.
And one guy came up, he's like, "Dude, it's just a toy." I'm like, "No, that's not a toy,
Dude, you
dude."
don't
I said,
understand. That's my hobby, buddy.
like,
That's
why
my
I say to
retirement.
and this is why I tell people is that that's the difference when you buy $100 toy from Amazon versus these. You can rebuild them to a degree.
Right.
Like if the frame is messed up, swap out your frame.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? As long as the other parts are salvageable.
Right.
If not, you can buy a kit and build into it.
So basically, right now you could buy a frame and add those parts to it, and then
Correct.
get other
Yep.
parts, and
Yep.
build
Yeah.
your own custom one now because
Exactly.
you
Yes.
destroyed the other one.
80 miles an hour.
He's gonna build a $6 million car.
It's kind of like totaling
Kind
a
of like a bionic man. He's gonna make a bionic car.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't gonna happen again. We're gonna build it bigger,
Yeah, no.
better, stronger. Okay.
all I was gonna say is it's kind of like totaling a car and pulling the engine and just bringing in a new car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
You know,
practically.
been there,
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't total the car. I bought a totaled car for the engine,
Yeah.
pulled the engine and tranny, and
Yeah,
got rid of the rest.
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
hot.
that engine was big balls. It
Yes,
had
it
big
was.
balls.
Damn.
That's why. The rest of the car was shit, but the engine had big balls.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
That's
Big-
what's up. Oh,
Big
yeah.
brass cojones.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So what else
Oh,
we going
MG.
on, bro? What else? you
Oh,
been
not
doing?
much.
Just chilling.
If I'm not utilizing this, I utilize a quadcopter because I'm able to station that above me and take photos of this when I'm driving it. So, oh yeah,
So
there's
what
more.
you're saying you got one of those. You got like a drone.
Yes, but I have to fill out the license information because if I'm caught flying it, I'll get a $50,000 fine here in Las Vegas
What?
because it's so
Pocket
big.
change, baby.
That's something-
Pocket change.
Don't get busted.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so
Here,
if you're racing the car, how are you
Mhm.
doing? One in one hand, one in the other?
because this it's called stationary. It can stay on its own.
Oh, it's got like
Ouch.
autopilot. Hey, duck.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I'll show you.
Duck, Larry, duck.
All
Low bridge.
right. This is
Oh, check
my,
that shit out.
Wow.
that's the quadcopter. And then underneath it,
You got autopilot. You can put a camera attachment to it.
yeah, my camera goes here. My battery ports are here. And what I like about it on the controller, I'm able to station it and right above me. So when this car comes flying around the corner, it'll move in the direction of where the car is going.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
So-
sweet.
With this one, that's why I like it so much.
You got autopilot. That's why.
Exactly, yes.
Wow.
So that comes in
and we'll
handy.
just put this on hover mode, and then we'll just race this car by and get action shots.
That's
Yep,
crazy.
exactly. That's
I was
why I
gonna-
tell
I was-
people like,
I was gonna ask, how do you get all these action shots?
it's because the when it's going, on my control on my controller, it moves with what's going on with the car. Because on the car, I have it set up with it's like a tracker. It tracks the
Okay.
vehicle. So the tracker's on my quadcopter at the same time I have one on the car. So it knows where it's
They're
going. So when I'm
synced.
flying around a
You got 'em
corner, it's
synced.
catching.
You got 'em
Correct, there you
synced.
go.
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
So when it drifts around a corner, it's catching that drift, and that's sick. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's hot.
Are you
so
uploading
that
these
was a
videos?
good thing I kept it.
Dude, are you uploading these videos to
Not
YouTube?
yet, because I have to.
What are you waiting for?
Nope, not yet,
son?
because well, there's more to it. I created soundtracks for them,
Okay.
so it's gonna give it that like it's like a whole video watching this car come
So-
out. Everyone
you're-
keeps saying it looks like Mad Max.
so
Well,
you're
and you might want to get the license for the copter too.
Well, that's another thing too.
well, nobody
I've had,
knows
like,
it's
2
you.
run-ins with the police.
What?
Nobody will know. Nobody will know that you.
Big,
I've had
Go ahead.
I've had 2 run-ins with the police already. Well, technically, sorry. Let me remind. That's 4. The
Well,
one car.
6 at tops.
zip, zip, zip.
Yeah.
Zip 4 run-ins with the police.
quadcopter I got in trouble for.
Uh-oh.
The quadcopter I got in trouble for because of the size. And not just that, there's a lot of rules and regulations. If you do not follow them, they can tell you to bring it down and they can confiscate this thing. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I did the research. You got to make sure you have this on you, because if you do not, they will fine you. And I'm like, well, it's like a couple $100. He started laughing. He's like, no, try almost 50,000. Because God forbid if it gets to something, and one, you can view people because mine has a camera. You can't do that. Number one.
That's
two.
You're invading privacy.
Things in the sky. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God. So he's like,
the
it's
sky's falling.
Keep
So
going.
I think it's a year. I think it's a year license or lifetime. I'm not sure. I got to go on and fill out all the paperwork. I know it's like, I think 50 or $100, but it covers you. So when they stop you and say, look, hey, I already filled out my paperwork, they
I
can
got my
say,
permit, bitch.
okay, I get it, but you still got to be in certain
Right.
areas for these things.
Right.
So I get it, not a problem, because there's a couple places out here that are like flat paved, and I can take my car, my drone, and bring it there. So
Okay.
it's not a problem. But
Yeah.
the other reasons I got in trouble was because the monster truck I had was one, too big, which I find very odd, but it's electric. This is daytime. I guess it's because the amount of dirt that it picks up in my area, and cars are constantly going through there. It created a cloud of smoke, and somebody thought there was a fire. I'm like, no, there's no fire, just dirt.
Oh,
But
Well, there are a
it's-
lot of stupid people in the world.
whoops.
Yeah, I got to be one of them that day, because he looked at me.
He
He's
looked at
like,
you and said,
"Can you?"
Dude.
He was like, "Can you pull over?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Hang on a minute."
Yeah, hold on.
Are you for real?
real?
But the last time I got into, it wasn't an issue. They came up on me because they're trying to figure out what it was. And so I came up next to their cruiser, and he's like, "Whoa, what is this thing?" I said, "This is the Traxxas X-Maxx. It's the biggest fifth scale they have, but it's electric." And he was like, "Oh my God." He's like, "This thing is huge." Like the one I just showed you was a 1/7.
Right.
The X-Maxx is like, in length, they're probably about the same, but the truck is huge. I kid you not. The size of the tire is like
Because you-
Nala's head.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to figure you got the suspension, you got the
Nala's
the
head.
Oh yeah.
Nala's head.
Yeah,
Nala's
so
a
if you picture a
blockhead.
pit bull's head, yeah, that's how big these tires are.
Wow.
They're no joke. They're big.
Hey,
But
now
at the-
speaking of that, did you ever take that on like out on water because you had it going so fast it would skim like on top of the water? I sent you that video that one time. Remember the
No,
video I sent you?
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
Did you do
I
that?
was
Have you
like,
ever done that?
you know what it is? It's because
The baffles in the tires.
no, but it is tempting because, well, the sand paddle tires too, because it'll able to pick up besides just sand, but water. And I'm like,
right.
but that would suck
it'll-
if this
it'll-
sank.
Not if you keep it
Oh,
going.
man.
Don't stop.
Yeah, no.
Baby steps. Go out,
I'm
come
like-
back. Go out, come back. Go out, come back.
See,
oh shit, it's
that's where you test it on a lower model, like something that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, because God forbid.
Just go to the pond.
Mhm.
Just go to the fountain. Put in the fountain. Run around Bellagio
The
fountain.
Bellagio fountain. There you go.
See if it works. The cops come say it was an experiment.
Whose toy is that?
And then
I
put
don't
the
know.
hover thing over the top so I get
Yeah, right. Yeah. Then hover over this fountain.
See? Oh, damn.
So you're creating your
That
own
would be funny.
videos of the car. So you're creating your own
Yeah.
beat to go with it.
Nice.
Yes. Yep.
And then you're gonna
Yeah.
upload
So it's
everything.
got more like a theme to it. So you're not just seeing a car.
You're not seeing a car. You're
Yes.
actually
Oh,
hearing
yes. I
that-
can't wait.
Woo.
Well, because each time that I'm turning and it's capturing the video to it, each turn's gonna have that and then it's taking
Oh,
off. So it's like a real car effect. So
you
the timing on it was perfect. I was like, oh, I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's almost like if you look at the body when it's coming around a corner, I would every time I'm flying around the corners, it's like 30, 40 miles an hour. That's a lot of speed on a 1/7 vehicle.
Yes.
And then it just takes off. And most people are like, what the hell is this thing?
What
And
was
it
that,
does,
a
it does-
spaceship?
Cool.
Yeah. But it reminds you of Mad Max. When it's
Right.
coming at a different angle, it's like, whoa, hello.
Yeah.
I do have to though get different tires because those
You're
are
wear-
bald
you're-
to nothing.
You're wearing them out, dude.
Yeah, it's no
You
joke.
want it super slick, so you're wearing it down. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Better
And
for
most people
drifting.
tell you in the hobby to keep those. Yeah, but no, because you know what? You're gonna mess up quite a bit of things like your drive shafts. your transmission because it'll keep slipping and it's not gripping anything. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because there's one, two, oh no, sorry. I'm like 1, 2, there's only one transmission here. 1, 2, 3, I think I have. Hang on. Yeah, I have 3 different shafts. So I got the one in the front, one in the middle, and then one in the back. If
That makes
those
sense.
rip off, oh yeah, there's
You're
no joke.
screwed.
Yeah,
one goes away.
Not just
It ain't
screwed, it's
going
just
anywhere.
like they are meaty dog bones that are connected to your drive shaft in general for the cups and stuff. But I've had it where mine ripped and mine were steel, like ripped right off. I'm like, whoa, because you got to remember the RPMs to this as I think right now. I can't really I can't tell you what they are because I don't know. The good thing about these is though, real quick, with the Arrma 6S Felony or the Arrma 8S Felony, there's an app that comes with it, and they'll tell you everything that's going on with your car when you're driving it. That was the other good feature about these cars. Your phone can adapt to your controller, and it holds it in place. And with the Spectrum Smart technology, you can check your batteries, how good if your motor's overheating, if your speed controller is overheating.
Well, everything's
everything.
got an app for it now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yep.
it's like I remember the commercials. There's an app for that. Well, now everything does have an app.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yep.
I think Janet has an app for her.
Oh, she's like,
You know, so when she say she's malfunctioning, I gotta go in the app and reset her.
Oh my god! Like Johnny 5 Alive.
Oh.
Payback.
So what else
But
you
yeah,
got cooking? What else? Go
I
ahead,
know
keep
where you
going.
sleep, Patrick. Payback.
I'm sorry.
Say
what?
like, all right, you're driving it and you break the arms or whatever, you can replace them. Like everything on this is legitimately replaceable.
It's
Like,
replaceable at a
crazy.
price.
Yeah, well, they're not
some
overly
things,
expensive.
Yeah, some things are cheaper than others because
Yeah.
everybody knows you're gonna wear and tear these wheels off. So it's
Well,
it's like buying tires at the tire store, man. It's a necessity.
Not necessarily these, but if you start upgrading to higher parts, oh yeah, two tires alone for the 2 in the back it'll cost you 80. The front it'll cost you. That's right off the rip. That's $160 just for tires.
I got
But
a
if
Chevy
you get
Blazer
them-
that I can buy 4 tires for $200. Give me a break, dude.
But now, mind you, that's only 160 for the tire. Now you have to put the rims on. That's what yeah. People get it like, no, you go through Proline for truck tires, just for RC trucks, you're spending 100 and change just for rears. Then 100 and change again for the fronts. Yeah, so say like, for example, you want to play in the snow. You can get the track treads in the front or even in the back, like tanks have.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
now you're talking $164.
Now you're talking tracks, and then you're gonna put a snowplow on that bitch, and then you're gonna go clean
can.
them out. I know.
That's what kills me.
Well, we were asking Dad, yes, the other day we asked Dad. We said, did you ever put a snowplow on the front of one of your trains to plow the tracks off in the wintertime? And he says, no. He created like these 2 little brushes to clean the metal parts of the track, so that way he didn't have to go over it. He'd run the train over.
See, like what he does, that to me is more extreme, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Most people are like, oh, it's just a train. Not necessarily. Because I get confused when I see them before, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. But then I see the price tag, and I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah, you're like, wait.
That's like equivalent to if you bought one of these. Because when you buy this, all you're getting is a car. Now you have to go out and buy batteries.
Yeah.
And a charger.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, hello.
Yeah. And because it comes with the car and the controller, and the controller's what, about this big?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'll show you the controller actually.
I mean, the controller for some of those are small.
It all depends on what you're getting. No. Well, not just that. The first thing, that's the other thing, is I also tell people when you get into these things, I change my electronics. The reason for that, they're okay, but they are, excuse my language, shitty. There's a reason for that. They want to make money off of people. And when it comes to hobby enthusiasts versus
he just
so
swore
this
on
right
this
here that I'm
show.
operating with that comes with it. This is the Spectrum DX3. I'll change this around so you can see it.
You're gonna have to turn it around. There you go. Oh, okay. That's smaller
Looks
than
like
I thought
a-
it was.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I've seen
But
I've
at
seen
the
them a
same
lot
time-
bigger though. Back in the
Well,
back
oh,
in
yeah,
the
like,
days,
if you-
man. I mean, they were huge. Oh, look at that. See, it's all electronic. That's
Oh
why.
yeah, they're no joke.
Yeah, but the shape of it is not
It's,
like
like,
what I
it's almost like a
expected.
joystick.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, like a joystick.
Yeah, because like, all right, for example, you have like, hang on, here we go.
I know before
When
they
you're-
had the ones where you had to hold with two hands and one
Yeah.
thumb was up and down.
Yeah,
and
see,
the
that's-
other thumb was right and left. And,
That's to turn it left and right, and then
Yep.
you got your pulling it this way. Oh, hang on.
yeah. Then
Camera.
you got the you would
Pulling
squeeze
it that way is gassing it, and then if you go up, that's your brake. But this
makes
right here
sense.
is my brake system, my e-brake. So
Yeah.
I'm able
okay.
to
Now it makes sense.
smoke the
Larry.
tires.
Now it makes sense. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's all built into a lot of
Um,
that stuff's built into the controller.
Exactly. Like I have launch control, my brake rate, my steering trim, my throttle trim. You have
So
your
that'll
neutral.
that'll adjust the way how fast you want the steering to catch when you turn that wheel.
Yes.
Major time
Exactly.
to launch control.
5,
What the?
4,
What the?
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Race.
That's when it explodes. No.
No, wait. Usually when you get down to 1, it's like run. So what else you got cooking? Anything
But yeah,
good?
I've been. No, not really. I mean,
You've been. Go ahead,
I've been
finish your-
with Traxxas. No, I know. I've been with Traxxas the whole time I started with RCs. And
Okay.
Traxxas they're great, but I notice a big difference in parts and the way these cars are designed.
Yeah.
With Traxxas, they're all plastic. It's kind of like, wow, that's a lot of money to spend on a vehicle, and all you're getting is plastic parts.
Well,
When
that's pretty
Arrma
much
came
real
out,
cars too.
Yeah. Nowadays, that's real cars now. Nowadays,
yeah, I know
it's-
that's sad.
plastic's cheap to make. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, if they want to bring the cost down so that they can get more people into it, they got to level
well, we
the
get them from
playing field.
overseas.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
everything's made in China.
Hey, be
Yeah,
careful
let's
there.
Good China.
Ooh, China.
Be careful there.
truth, but anyhow, anywho, so yeah, I was with Traxxas for like it seems decades. Then Arrma came out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the hell's Arrma? So I checked them out, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is everything aluminum on a stock car? Meaning, if you upgrade,
Well, they
then
made it
you can
lighter.
upgrade to like tougher plastic,
Yeah.
and stuff. But you can go to aluminum. But now, mind you, if you go to aluminum, you hit something. Whatever you hit, that's got to go somewhere to that car.
It'll
Something will break.
It will flex. Aluminum does flex a little, not as much as plastic, but
No,
it's a
Well,
little
and
more
that's-
durable, and it has a little more, depending on how thick it is too.
well, yeah. Well, the thing with like if you upgrade the arms, the top and the back arms and the front arms, you got your top A arms and stuff for top and bottom, and then in the back you just got your rears.
Suspension. He's talking suspension
Yeah, I know.
arms.
Well, yeah, you have to have suspension.
Yeah,
That's why when see people
Otherwise,
look at
it'd be
this
too
thing. And,
rigid.
I know.
well,
right?
yeah, exactly. You can go through. It's a company called RPM.
She's a
and
gearhead. You
they-
know that, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. And then what they
she
do-
knows what you're talking about. She's just like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, what they do is they make tougher plastic pieces for all models. And they even state on the packaging, if you want to break it, just to break it, we'll send you a new set.
If you can
That's how-
break it.
If correct, if you can break it.
we'll
It
send you
reminds
another
you
one.
of what's that brand? Kong for dogs.
Oh,
These
yeah,
toys, they
yeah.
say are indestructible.
Yeah.
Well, long behold, they don't break. I kid you not. They're that durable. I'm like, well,
Nice.
I even tried to put it in the freezer and break it. That didn't work. I'm like, wow. Because they say
I'm gonna-
typically if you
I'm
freeze
gonna do an
something.
experiment.
Okay,
Let's
but
see.
these are basically off market. They're not E OEM.
Correct. Yes, they're
Okay.
aftermarket parts, but they so claim, they're more durable, which RPM is. You have RPM for like the plastic pieces. Robinson Racing is for the gears if you want to rebuild like your transmission and stuff, or even your motors. The gears are more thicker, more tougher versus what they
Okay.
use in stock.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. But yeah, you can if you take your budget and your imagination and put it into what I'm doing, you'd be amazed at the outcome. That's all I'm gonna say. It's crazy.
It's gonna get expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that controller I showed you, if I upgraded to like the DRX3 from Spectrum, that's like a $380 controller. I'm like, wow, holy God. But I seen more like the guy that I got into this with, his friend flies those big airplanes. Oh
Yeah,
my,
okay.
I tried once on a simulator, I kept crashing. So that told me, don't ever try. I was like, whoa.
If I was meant to fly, I'd have my own damn wings, man.
Exactly. So I was like, even the guy said, he's like, when it comes to planes and helicopters versus what I'm using, planes and helicopters are very precise. Like you don't have to like turn them wickedly fast. You just turn them a little bit and they'll turn. And if you go wing like this, oh, it'll go all the way to the right. The last helicopter I utilized was a Nitrous helicopter. Oh my God, I felt so bad for the guy's windshield. They went right through it. Boom! I'm like, oh my God. Oh
Whoops.
man.
Like, whoops, dude, I am so sorry.
Hope you got it.
$1,000 and change later. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy God.
The gremlin's got a hold of the
I saw
controller.
smoke coming from his windshield.
Oops.
Exactly. Oh man.
I hope he was
But
parked.
yeah, I stay away from the helicopters and planes. Huh?
I said, I hope the car was parked.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing that caught us off guard. I'm like, these things are so far away and we're in a field. He's like, how the hell did you get all the way over there? I said, I don't know. I lost control of it. And it did. It took off.
went
Right
out
when his
of
windshield
range.
it went. I'm like, oh my God.
The wind blew it.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like when I
Foul
started,
ball.
our controllers had crystals.
Okay. Yep.
Our controllers had crystals in them, and you had to make sure you weren't operating on the same color crystal. So you had to change those. And I'm like, oh man.
Look into the crystal
the-
ball.
Exactly. So we always had to make sure that we weren't operating on the same crystal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember those back in
Yep.
the day. You get two guys. You got two guys with similar controllers.
Yeah,
You're
well,
the
we've had
same,
that
and you got.
happen.
It's like, what happened? Why are you controlling mine? Give me my shit back.
Yep.
Taking my
We've
toy and
had-
going home.
We've had freak accidents. I tell people,
Freak accidents.
You're going there.
oh
Sorry.
yeah, really bad ones. Like we had it where one day we had the nitros going and the car took off on me. It was like almost close to 100 miles an hour and it hit the Michelin man head on. Like, boom. I'm like,
Oh my God, dude.
How did the
all
Michelin
you
man
saw
feel
was
about
this
that?
explosion. Well, thank God the tractor trailer, the trailer was off. You know, it didn't have the whole truck together there. Because if it did, the whole front of that truck it wouldn't have been like badly damaged, but you would have saw a dent. I mean, 100 miles an hour and it's just flying out of truck. Yeah, I could see bad things happening. But I hit their tires in the back. But what caught us was the car went in between the two tires and said, boom. I'm like, oh my God, I got to find out who owns the truck. Oh my God. Literally all you saw was white smoke and then the blue because of the nitrous. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you have really good
Yeah.
insurance?
No. Well, not for these.
Might,
He's like,
might
"Not
I
for these, don't."
suggest some?
He's like, I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think
it's
you make
funny
it
you
for
said
that.
that. I gotta
they
find
actually
out
make
how
insurance
I
for them?
can. I don't know. That's the It's funny you guys are mentioning this.
We
I just
should
got off
check-
the topic with somebody about that
I wonder
because
if
I don't
like-
know if you can connect it to something.
Well,
There's got to be a way.
there's got to be a way
Well,
to
you
insure
know what
your
I think
hobby.
about. Well, and that's the thing. It's like say like if you had you rode a dirt bike or an ATV, you can put them on your insurance.
Right.
So I'm like,
You
that's
should-
the
well,
problem.
there's like
Jeff would know.
I think there's like American insurance. They do like, that they'll like if I want insurance, they would insure me for $1 million if I really, said, yeah, this is what I want.
Yep.
And I think they do hobby
You're
insurance.
talking about American Family?
American Family Insurance. yeah.
American Family Insurance.
Well, and that's the thing that gets me too
The
because
one that
even
was
on the
around
box
where we used to live.
when you're walking in the hobby stores, here's the difference. You have hobbyists versus enthusiasts. A hobbyist is somebody that's gonna, buy something cheaper. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a here and there playing thing. Versus mine,
You're an
they even tell you
enthusiast.
these aren't toys. Like when you walk in, You got the big airplanes up there. You got the big helicopters,
They're not
boats,
toys?
big trucks. They're expensive. No.
They're big boy toys. They're not toys for kids. They're big boy toys.
Exactly.
Get it right, Larry.
Exactly. Like the one store I go into, Friendly Hobbies. They'll know if you're a kid because they're gonna ask you for ID right off the rip. You can't just go in there at the age of 13. I want that truck. Nope. Where's your parents? Because God
I'm
forbid.
gonna go walking in. I'm gonna say, my dad said I'd buy this.
Well, I was actually there one day when a kid walked in and he's like, I want to buy that airplane. And he's like, son, do you have ID? He's like, well, I didn't know I needed ID for the toy. He's like, that's not a toy. He's like, that's nitrous
not a
powered.
toy,
He's like,
son.
what's nitrous? But you know what got me? That actually made me feel good because I've seen a lot of companies just sell it. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. And I'm like, oh,
It's not.
Yeah.
you touch those motors.
Right. There's people out there that'll do it just to get sale. You know, it's like, oh, you want to
Oh, yeah,
you want
that's
to spend
pretty
$300?
sad, though.
Just you dumb kid. I'll take your money.
Look,
Let me
I
get-
fell into some of the directions where I go to touch my exhaust and forgetting. I was like, holy hello, dude.
Oh.
It's running at a
If you
couple
do
hundred
an
degrees.
exhaust.
Ah,
Ow.
exactly.
Ow.
I did the same thing with my my 3.3 motor. I grabbed it by the damn head, like, what is wrong with you, dude? Pay attention.
Yeah,
Forget to
hello.
grab brands on my fingers.
Well,
Oh,
gee,
man,
how
I
did
swear to
Larry
You're
God,
burn his
trying to
finger?
burn your fingerprints off
Yeah,
so they
that's what
can't
it is.
ID you.
You don't want the FBI to find you.
Oh, shit.
Ah,
That's like hacker type shit. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
right?
Never find me no more. Prints
Yeah.
don't exist.
I burnt my
Um,
tips off on the exhaust. Ah,
It hurt, but
It
was
hurt.
worth it.
it hurt. I got band-aids. Look.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why is Larry's fingers all bandaged? Well, it's a long story, you see.
And his
I'm
typing
Michael
got really
Jackson,
funny.
so.
So besides your hobby, what else you guys got cooking?
Mhm.
What else you cook? You still doing-
Music.
You still doing your music?
Yeah, I just released three new ones
Three
out
new-
on my SoundCloud. 'Cause
Separate beats?
3 new tracks. Yeah, only because the fact for some reason YouTube keeps flagging my stuff, and I'm like, I made this. Here you go. I'll send you everything you need. Blah blah blah. They don't want to hear it. I'm like, you know what? Screw your platform. I'll actually go. And SoundCloud does the same thing. So does it Reverb. So I'm like, there's
I
no
had one.
way.
I had a beat that I put together that got flagged, and I fought it. And I
And
said,
one.
hey,
Yeah.
I
Well,
put
that's
this
what
out back
happened
in
to,
2000 question mark.
Yeah.
Here's a screenshot, bitch. It's my
Well,
music.
you know what? It's funny too. I sent them everything that I did, and where I showed them the whole breakdown of me making the actual music. So
Right.
it's like, what else more can I give you?
Yeah,
You know, and they're like,
I told them, I said, look, I used the same software program that they used that has a variety of segments that I could use to put together to create a beat. And just because we use the same segment at different intervals in our music doesn't mean I copyrighted or he copyrighted or she copyrighted. It means we had
Well,
the
you know
right
what
to use
threw
that
me?
music and we put it together the
Uh-huh.
way we saw fit. So they were like, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You know, it was royalty free
well,
music.
I think what threw me out of mine though is this was stuff that was created from an actual piano. This is all MIDI data that I did on my own.
There are, yeah,
Finger
exactly.
drumming and everything. So I'm like, I didn't, because they were like, well, did you use any software programs? I'm like, the only DAW that I used was on my computer, which was Mixcraft 9 Pro Studio. And I even said to them, I was like, this is everything that was creating on an
but
MPC. I'm the one that hit all the pads. I did all the piano work, all the guitar work. This is MIDI data. So they came back, well, what's the MIDI data? How do you not know what MIDI data is?
You're using the
Well,
you're using the what the hell is it called? The instruments inside the program.
correct, which is VSTs.
Yes, thank you.
Virtual- yes,
I had a
virtual
brain fart.
instruments.
I'm sorry.
It's
It's a good thing I'm wearing a hat because it's stinking here right about now.
Yeah. So, and I sent them the whole breakdown of how it was put together. I'm like, I don't know where you guys are getting stumped. So I heard the track that supposedly I resampled. I was like, that's impossible. I said, because they worked off of, what was it? D minor. All my things were done in G minor. And
It's
I
like-
proved it to them. I'm like, here you go. And they send it back and they're like, oh, here you go. You can re-put it up. I know I can put it up.
Yeah.
I didn't, it's like we'd have to be in the same room doing the same song.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here. There's no
It's like,
way.
Come on. But yeah, no, I fought my YouTube and I fought my SoundCloud and I won the battle. They were
Nice.
they were two different beats, two different beats.
See?
So
Yeah.
one of them sat on SoundCloud, I think, for like 3 years before I realized that it never went up. And I'm like, what the heck? And
Wow.
then, so I researched it, and that was the reason why. So I sent them an email. I said, I think you guys are on drugs. You know, 'cause I'm like, I didn't
Is that what you
copy.
actually said?
Yeah, I said, I think
Oh.
you guys need to, do some research. I said, I didn't copy nobody. I said, this is what I
Yeah.
used. They used the same program. Just because we used the same segment of music doesn't mean we copied each other.
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
they sent me, they apologized. They said, we apologize, due to our due diligence. We found that, what you had said, we agree with you, and we shouldn't hold it against
Yep.
you or anybody else. It's like, look,
Exactly.
if my segments were in the exact stretch of music like theirs were, then yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
But theirs was in the beginning, mine was in the middle. It's like, I don't.
Yeah.
How? You tell me how I did that.
You'd have to be in the same studio or same, area, like basically room to room with these people. There's no way. It's impossible.
It's
Yeah.
what it is it's an algorithm that's pulling this stuff out.
Yeah.
And but
And you know what
the
caught me too is I sent them.
but the humans aren't doing the algorithm pulled it out, but they're not doing the research as to why it got pulled. They're not doing the
They're just
background.
saying, okay, fine.
They're
it's
like,
out.
okay, well, it got pulled. And it's like
Yep.
Facebook
Well,
flagging
after
a
my-
post and not doing the research
What was it?
behind it.
Unless someone complains.
Well, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
the last 5, now mind you, I had on SoundCloud, YouTube, and Reverb. YouTube is the only one that flagged all 5. Where it shut them up, I said, that's funny. I said, because Neil SoundScan went through them and they okayed it. Automatically, boop, stop, shut them right up.
Yeah.
Put it right back on.
Like I said,
And so I got another email.
Sometimes you got to be an ass and say, dude,
Well,
this company
Like,
let
I
it
said
go.
to them, exactly. I have even said to a lot of these companies, I take it serious. I don't sample anybody else's music. I don't bring anything else in. This is my stuff. And if I do, I've gotten permission. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, I did that. No. So, I try to do my best on what I got.
Right. Exactly. You go by what you feel, because you build your music how you feel, through your feelings, to your heart. You put your heart and soul into it. So it's like, why would I want to copy somebody else?
Yeah. Well, I got an album coming out and it's only going to hit by next year. It's taking a little bit of time because it's me on the track and it's nobody else. I've tried so many times to hook up with people. They're like, yeah, give me like $8,000. What are you, nuts?
It's like,
You're number
I'll give
one.
myself
If you want
$8,000.
Exactly. If you want to collaborate with a celebrity, I get it. But if you're local, like I'm local, and I've never even heard of you, I'm not giving you $8,000. What are you, nuts?
No.
I look you up and you got like 2 followers. No, sorry, not happening.
So now,
But at the same time,
where are you going to release your album?
The album will be on SoundCloud and Reverb. The reason for Reverb is because my last output for my album went to Amazon Music. It hit a lot of distributors, and I was shocked because there's a lot of downloads and buys off of it. I'm like, whoa, hello.
But
I wasn't expecting it to fly. So that's what threw me. And I'm like,
and what kind of royalties did you get off of that? Did you get a lot?
It was $1. Well, when you stream it, you don't get so much. If you buy it, that's where I get more money. Right. So I like it was like $5.39 for each song that was on the album, and there's 10 total plus an EP. I got all automatically now sitting in the account, and I can leave it or take it, but I'm leaving it there. I have $103.50. So I'm like, well, shit, I'm just gonna leave, because I can take that for my next digital distribution to push out more music without paying for it. So it pays for itself.
Exactly.
But I did notice my stream.
It's like a savings account.
Yep.
That's not
exactly. Exactly. So the one I'm working on now, it's the whole thing is called We Finally Woke Up. It's just gonna be like total, because people aren't gonna expect this from me, and they're like, wow, his vocals are like, you got the thrashing, and then you got the hip hop, and then it's crazy because I was like, oh, I can't wait. And it's me on the track, so I'm like, ooh. Exactly.
Oh, trust me, I love
So-
playing my editing software that I use for the podcast. I love playing around because I'll have Janet talking in a microphone. I'll have her say like hi, welcome to the show, and then I'll make her sound like you. It'll come out like, hi, welcome to the show. So I mean,
Oh
so I know.
my
I mean, I know
God,
you
that's
could.
crazy.
I know you can manipulate your own vocals to make it not sound like you.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I've done it. You know,
Well,
and
and
it's awesome when you play around
Well,
with shit like that.
that's the thing. I tried the auto tune. Oh my, no, I sound like a chipmunk, number one. I'm just
He's
like,
done
I don't
that
want
to
to deal
me
with
too.
this thing.
I've done that too, man. I played her podcast
Um,
in like ×3 speed.
Yeah, exactly. And like the last song that I put out, Dirty Needle, I didn't think it'd really take off, but it took off.
Dirty Needle.
There's nothing on my vocals. It's just strictly my vocals. I did the whole beat myself. The piano, the flute, the cello, the bass, the guitar, all that's me playing it. So it's like people are like, wow, how did you do that? I actually did it off a controller. No MPC.
Very carefully.
A little bit of the control. Yeah, exactly. That was more time consuming because
Oh,
each
yeah.
recorded piece.
Piece by
After
you
each piece
you
was
gotta
done.
record each piece, and then you got to piece them together. And 'cause
Exactly.
I've
And
watched
then I had
Scott
to master
do that.
it. So,
I've watched
Oh,
Scott
yeah.
do that. You know, that's not easy.
No, well, if you're just making a beat, I mean, if you're trying to like just make a beat, I call it like a 1, 2, 3 boom bap. It's like boom, 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 and then you add in bass and your hi hats or snares if you want them. Just typical things to make a beat. Most people are like, oh, it takes time. No, it don't. I can make a beat in 5 minutes. You'd be like, what? You'd be
what?
amazed. It's not that hard. But
No,
if you're
it's
actually making music with vocals and real, not real, but like almost lifelike, but you're using a controller to do it. Like guitars are tricky, especially on keys, not like pads,
Right,
but keys.
right.
That's not so easy to do it. I took about 6 months to even train how to get that right. I'm like, oh my God, get this. That's why, like, when I make music, I'm like, a big shout out to the guitarists and drummers. That's no joke. It takes skill to do that. Oh my God.
So-
My poor fingers, I would have none left if you try to shred them.
So when are you looking to drop your album?
Next year, either January or February. Because
Okay.
there's the whole video to it too. The videos that are going to come with it. People
you're
are going to
gonna-
see the different spots of where I'm at. So we got to hook all that together.
It's gonna drop on Reverb. You said Reverb and SoundCloud.
Yes, Reverb and SoundCloud.
All right,
Yep.
because I'm gonna make sure
Oh,
that
yeah.
people, I'm gonna put that in the show notes so that way people can tune in, come time, so they can check it out.
Yep. So
Check
it's
out
like
that
if you
video.
ever listen to, what is it there? What's his name? Ice-T. You ever hear his music Body Count?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
Picture
metalhead by
that,
heart.
but with
He's a metalhead by heart.
exactly. See? Oh my God! Not a lot of people know that. That's crazy. Well, then people do, but
Well,
you
I'm a
don't tend to
I'm
hear
a
about
metalhead
it. You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
I grew up listening to Slayer, Motorhead, Megadeth.
Yeah. So
Overkill.
that'd be the type of album that I'm gonna be coming with, is a little bit of hip hop and metal all together. So it's gonna throw people because if you listen to my music that I've had, it just beats, and then my own, it's like all you hear is hip hop. Now I got metal and hip hop twined.
There you go.
So it's like I already get all my main beats and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna drop my vocals on them, and it's gonna throw people because the videos, it's like, well, where are you? Like an industrial yard?
Right.
And that's what's gonna get it.
Exactly.
I can't wait.
Exactly.
Oh
Awesome.
man.
Awesome, dude.
But that's the other thing too, is the first one with the EP, and then the last two, I need you to come on. I just need a few things of vocals because your voice is so heavy. You got that. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, wow, like I need that voice. See? Hell yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm like, damn it. There's a few words, not just words, almost like, like you're talking on it, but it's like, how can I explain this? All right, Tabitha did one for me, okay?
Yep.
And hers was all talking. So I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think it would take off. It took off quick. I was like, whoa, YouTube, Reverb Nation, it got a lot of streams. I was shocked.
Yeah.
But I want to get you on
mixed with the beat.
Yeah.
Yes. Spoken word. There we go. That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to get you on the last two and then the EP. So you got your EP, then you got the first song, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and then the ninth and the 10th. I want you on those two. The reason for this, One is your voice, and two, where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in an industrial yard. Your voice fits every description that I was like, whoa. So I laid down the vocals. All I need you to do is spoke by word. You'll get it. It's like, I know
want me
you
to
can.
speak thy
Ah,
words.
man.
me.
Um,
Wow, I'm starting to sweat, dude.
but I know it.
I'm getting nervous. I
know
don't know if I can do it.
Well,
I can do it
I
for
know
$8
it's going to
grand.
take off because. Oh man,
That was just
all
wrong.
right, I'll pay you.
I'm messing with
I'll
you.
pay. I'll be glad
I'm
to
messing
pay you on
with you.
Tuesday.
I'd be more, I'll
Um,
take a hamburger on Tuesday and pizza on Friday.
I'm gonna. The reason I said that, like, I'll go through Reverb first because the digital distribution, that's what I'm gonna use it for.
Yep,
So it's gonna hit
makes sense.
20,000 different websites and distributions to hit off of, and I'm like, oh my god. So I've already submitted through Reverb for magazine companies and a couple other places to get heard,
Okay,
just for that whole album.
nice.
And then first I'm going through you guys. Obviously, if you do that, that'd be great. And the reason for that is because to get this pushed out so quick, companies are like, oh my god, like, who is this person? I loved how it was laid down.
I know definitely once it's released, we'll have to do another podcast and have you back on and
Oh,
have you talk all about your music.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
That'd be
because
awesome,
that's
dude.
time consuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, like I said, you can even do. We'll do some screen sharing, and you can just rip a sample off for us.
Exactly. Definitely.
I'll be like, boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. All right, my brother. I think we're gonna call it right now. We've been an hour and 20 minutes already.
Yeah, I saw you guys looking. I'm like, okay, I don't know how much time is here.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes already. Damn.
Well, I have plugs at my feet.
She's got pugs at pawing at her feet.
I kind of figured, so I was scratching. I'm like, all right, do they gotta take the dog though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know exactly where to go on.
The dogs are pawing,
Yeah,
man.
I'm getting this on my feet by two.
Like, Mom, Dad, I gotta go potty.
It's time to go, dude.
Yeah, it's like mom.
All right. Well, all right. I
brother.
appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you very much.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on because, like
Truly
I said,
appreciate
the fact that all the different parts and everything that go with those cars and how fast they go and blows my mind, dude.
And the whole remote
I
looking
know.
like it does. I'm like, it looks like a trigger.
Yeah, it looks like a gun. I mean, she was just like she was drooling because when we told her that it looked like a gun. That's
Like,
that's
he's
the
got
whole
a gun.
thing.
Oh no,
That's it.
not.
No, it's got a
It does,
dial on
yeah.
it. Watch this.
Like, what'd you
Bang.
hurt him with? Controller. Exactly.
All right, my brother.
Oh man.
We'll talk to you later.
Later.
All right, I'll see you guys soon.
All
right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
18 Wheel Talk.
A podcast from a 25-plus year truck driver's point of view on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is just his opinion of the world and much, much more. Much more.
Sparked a revolution, and it started in my heart. I used to be king of my own thing, but then he gave me a brand new start.